everybody. Welcome back to my movie review series. Today we'll be discussing the second installment of the National Treasure franchise. You know how we do it. I will give you my overall impressions and grade. This is actually National Treasure Book of Secrets, the second part, but I didn't write it up there. But I will read you the logistics as provided by Google. I'll give you my overall impressions and grade. After the grade, if you've not seen the movie, would like to, you want to shut off the video, there will be spoiler alerts. We'll be discussing the plot synopsis and character development, any similar movies or major themes. So, National Treasure Book of Secrets was released, PG, released in 2007. So again, I've seen this in 7th grade when I went on a field trip. It is an action adventure movie. It has a runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes. You can watch it with a Disney Plus subscription. It says, Ben Gates and his father Patrick are surprised by Mitch Wilkinson's claims that their ancestor was a conspirator in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln based on a missing page of Booth's diary that he possesses. Outraged, together with his wife, Abigail, and his best friend, the writer Riley Poole, they head to France, England, and Washington to collect clues to prove his honor. Did 460-ish million at the box office. Once again, directed by John Turteltaub. 80% liked it on Google, 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, 30% liked it on Rotten Tomatoes, and 2 out of 5 on Common Sense. Google says it's thrilling, patriotic, and humorous. What did I think? I enjoyed it. Definitely some redundancies in the writing from the first movie, as well as there's a lot of screaming scenes in this one, and I do not like the screaming scenes. And so, overall, I still enjoy the adventure of treasure hunting. And so, you know, I can't imagine they'd make another one of these ones, because how many super world-changing treasures could there be? But overall, I still enjoyed it. I'm gonna give this one a flat B. I was entertained. Definitely a step down from the first one. A little redundancy and a lot of screaming. So if you've not seen it, again, if you've seen the first one, I definitely recommend it. Very similar in terms of the development of the clues and the characterizations, but still entertaining. I like Nick Cage, as well as Diane Kruger. And John Voight for that matter. But just the characterizations were a little weaker for this one. So overall, if you've not seen it, I'd like to. I recommend it, and there will be spoiler alerts now. Movie opens up, you have another kind of throwback scene to back to, again, I don't know, when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, 18-something and others. But regardless, he is at a couple minor characters. He's at the play, he gets shot by James Wilkes Booth or John Wilkes Booth or whatever the dude was. And then they have another scene of Ben Gates' super great grandfather, and some guy's having him decode some cipher, and he realizes he's with the Confederacy, and so the theater hall is freaking out because Lincoln just got assassinated, and then this dude pulls a gun out and it's like, finish the cipher, and he does, and then he shoots the dude. The Grandpa Gates, and as he's dying, he tells his grandson the fate all men face or something, the price all men pay, and he throws this last remaining document of the cipher into the fire. And so then you get fast forward to modern day, or at least modern to 2007. Ben Gates is a professor teaching. Again, that'd be cool to make some sort of historical discovery and be invited to universities to be able to teach for money. Man, I wish I could do something like that. That'd be very cool. But regardless, I still have not contributed to anything in academia or in music or for culture or for anything. And so I still don't get invited to anything, which is awesome. But Ben Gates gets to, he's talking, and then he gets confronted by Mitch Wilkinson after he's done giving his presentation, and he provides him this little piece of this burnt letter that he recovered from his family. And basically it implies, or Mitch makes it seem like it implies that Ben Gates' super great grandfather was involved in the assassination. And so now they're on a hunt to try to basically clear their name as well as find the City of Gold. That might come to a little later, but regardless, they're trying to clear their family name. And so they analyze the document. Ben and Abigail have separated from the last. Just the movie opens up and they're separated. Ben's living at his dad Patrick's house, and Riley is selling a book. His red Ferrari gets impounded, and when he's doing a book signing, everyone just wants to know where Ben Gates is. And so that's how the movie opens up. And then they're analyzing Ben has Abigail analyze the paper. They find some imprint from the ink on the other page. They're able to find some sort of cipher again, very similar to the first one. So now they need some code word, and the code word's like death, and they're able to type it into some computer program, again from the dude dying, telling his grandson in the opening scene that all men face, the fate all men face, or price all men pay, or whatever, and death is the key word. And so they get some indication that they need to, what's the first thing? They need to go to like, they get some sort of something that says resolute, and so, or I don't even know, but regardless, now they have to go find, there's some clues to be hidden on the Statue of Liberty. And so from one of the clues, it was clear that it's the Statue of Liberty in Paris, France. And so they go to Paris, Riley flies the drone up there, gets the images, Ben gets called over by the police. They don't read French, so they have the police read it, and I guess that's where they get the resolute thing. But regardless, Riley gets a little ticket for flying, disturbance. But now they know they need to get the twin resolute desks, and there's maybe some secret hidden compartments. And so one's in Buckingham Palace, one's at the White House, and they are able to. They go into Buckingham Palace. They cause a scene. They get detained. Riley's the computer dude is able to unlock the doors. They get in some like elevator chute thing that takes them up to where the desk is. They find the desk. It's kind of like a tumbler lock with the drawers, and so they're able to open it up, and they find a piece of wood, and it's got some extinct Native American language on it on a plank of wood. And so, as they're leaving Buckingham Palace, there's another chase scene with Mitch Wilkinson. Mitch assaults Patrick Gates and clones his phone. So anything Patrick Gates and Ben do, he's able just to follow along. And so he follows them to London, and now they're in a big car chase. And so Ben speeds through a red light and gets an automatic ticket, and basically preserving what's on the piece of wood. And then as he's on a bridge, throws the piece of wood over the edge, and Mitch's guys jump down and retrieve it. And so they're able to get the writing from Riley hacking into the police station. So then they take it to Emily Gates, and Patrick Gates and Emily Gates have been separated for 32 years or something. And so we get just a lot of screaming scenes and a lot of just off-putting little characterizations. And so regardless, Emily is able to translate it a little bit, and then she's like, this is incomplete, there's another piece. And so now they have to find the other piece in the president's office, and so they're not sure how to get in there. At the beginning of the movie, Abigail is dating the museum curator from the very first movie. Their relationship doesn't seem to be going super well, but he is a curator, now works at the White House to some capacity. And so Ben's like, set up a date with him, and we're gonna go, get into the desk and see if we can find the other piece. So they go to some egg hunt, like Easter egg hunt. Abigail, Ben, and Connor is his name. They go into the president's office. Abigail acts like she loses her earring, and they're looking for it, and Ben's, trying to do the tumbler thing on the desk again, and Abigail distracts Connor with some physical attributes, and then Ben opens up the desk, and there is, the piece of wood is gone. And so he just takes a picture, and there's a presidential seal on where the piece of wood was. And so now they're able to get out of there with no real headaches or anything, but they know that there's a presidential seal, and Riley Poole, again, from his book, he recognized it as this secret book for the presidents, that only the current president knows where it's at. And so basically Ben Gates realizes that he has to kidnap the president. And so they go, they have some, he has a wetsuit on, Patrick Gates distracts the police secret service with pretending like he's fishing, so Ben can kind of scuba dive over and get into this party. And so they book up all these hotels and make them go to a place where they know they can have access to the president. It's at Mount Vernon, Virginia. And so Ben entices the president with some old blueprints of the property, and they're going to go look for a secret cave. And so they go down there, and the president has to be very adamant that he's okay, and the Secret Service are following him. And they enter it, get another stone door that they're able to open, and they go in there, and then Ben shuts it closed, and the president's like, what are you doing? Ben's like, I really need to know where this book is, and what was on this other piece of wood. And so the president's kind of reluctant at first, and Ben's like, the exit's right there, you can leave whenever you want. And the president kind of concedes and tells Ben about the book, and that it's at the Library of Congress, and gives him the codes to access it. And so now Ben gets picked up by Patrick and meets Abigail and Riley at the Library of Congress, and also the Sadusky is back in this one, the head FBI dude. He also confirms to Ben that the book is real before this happens. And so now we at the Library of Congress, they find the book. It's not there. It's under this little secret latch thing, and they're able to get the book, and they flip through the pages, and they're able to take a picture or get the picture of what was on the plank of wood. And so big police presence comes chasing after them. They're able to escape. Emily, Ben, Riley, Abigail, and Patrick, they're all able to get away. They kind of just jump onto a car, and they're trying to close down this barrier, and they're able to get barely over the barrier before these big metal cylinders come up and barricade the road, and the police can't follow after them. And so now they need to get it translated again, and so Mitch at this time basically threatens Emily. He's like, your ex-husband's coming to have you translate something, tell him anything but the correct answer, or else I'm going to kill him. And so Emily tells Patrick kind of in code something, and it goes over Mitch's head. And so Mitch has the final clues on his family letter, and he burns it in front of Emily, and now they realize that they have to go to Mount Rushmore to find this city of gold. And so Mitch takes Emily hostage, and he's got a couple henchmen, and they go up there, and Ben and Patrick and Abigail and Riley are all there, and Patrick had picked up on what Emily was putting down in terms of code of what was going on. And so they get there, and Mitch has the final clues. They realize that they need to put water on the rocks on a sunny day, and it just makes the rocks darker, and they find this little eagle thing, and he puts his hand in there and pulls a lever, and it opens up this big kind of stone underground tavern or cavern again. And so they go in there. Right when they get in there, it all kind of collapses. They get separated. Patrick and Emily get separated, and then the rest of the crew is on their own. Mitch's henchmen have to wait outside, so they get left behind, but now they're trapped in this cave. They have, again, a couple just more obstacles, a perilous scene of things going awry. They end up landing on this big stone table where it's like teeter-tottering, like if you ever played Mario Party, Tipsy Tourney, or whatever the game is where you tilt the thing and try to get all the squares. It's a table like that, and so they have to jump up on this ladder, and one person's going to be left behind. So Ben decides that he'll be left behind. Again, Mitch is not being very cooperative because he wants to make sure he doesn't die. And so they all get up there on this ladder, and they found this big golden thing rolled down to tip the table so Ben could also get up. So they all get up, and then they enter this room, and they do a little more searching, and they end up finding the city of gold. And so they're all ecstatic and excited, but now they're all trapped in there, and there's water is filling up in the area. And so another perilous scene. They're going back and forth. They have to manually push open this thing to hold the door open. Ben this time actually, he's like, one person has to get left behind again, and Ben's like, I'll do it. Mitch kind of takes hostage the Abigail and punches Riley and whatever. But then something else goes awry, and Mitch is the last one that's being able to hold open the thing. He's basically just sorry, I had to lie about your grandfather. He admits that it was just, leading Ben to find the city of gold, and now he's just I'll take there's no really options, but make sure, if I don't hold this door open, talking about Mitch, then everyone will die, and Mitch just wanted to have a legacy with his family name. And so he holds the door open, the rest of them get out, and Mitch is now, sacrificed to the city of gold. And so Ben calls Sadusky. Ben gets arrested for kidnapping the president, and the president dismisses the charges and says it was just two friends exploring, and the door closed behind them on accident. And so Ben gets off okay. And the credit goes to all of the Gates. The Gates family name gets cleared, as well as Mitch Wilkerson's name gets remembered. And so the final scenes are, again, them celebrating the discovery, and a girl comes up to Riley and is like, "You're that guy from the book." And he's like, "No, you're looking for Ben." And she's like, "No, I'm looking for you." And so Riley's super excited. He's got like a bag of groceries or something, and just drops and is like, "Yes, that's definitely me." And he also gets his Ferrari that got impounded for taxes. He gets it back tax-free. And so that's the resolution to the movie. And a lot of redundancy in the writing, a lot of screaming. Overall, no similar movies or major themes besides the first one. And again, the United States of America is an absolute fucking garbage. It is the worst country in the world. Living here is an absolute fucking disgrace. And seeing all these people think like a sworn oath to the Constitution is just absolutely fucking a fart in the wind. It has no relevance to literally anything. As I sit here without constitutional rights, begging for somebody to give me a time frame to manage my money, or the ability to leave this country to any capacity at all. No publication, no acknowledgement. My life has been destroyed because people won't do their jobs, and America is just a selfish fuckhole of where's mine and fuck you. And so, did another movie review. Again, I'll do this until I turn 30, then I'm gonna go get some bullshit job and just be done with it. There's nothing I can do, man. And it's not like these videos get any traction. But I enjoy reviewing movie scripts, so I do it just because it's fun. I do want to make money. And once I stop, I'll pick back up if I ever get more than 71 subscribers, if there's gets any traction. But I'll never get any traction until someone acknowledges me publicly. And everybody that could acknowledge me publicly have been told they're going to go to jail if they acknowledge me publicly. So I'm just going to be tortured until someone changes their behavior, which probably will not be in my lifetime. So fuck it. Whatever. This life sucks. But thank you for watching another movie review, and I'll see you on the next one.